And they've also
and be like,
they've said in like the interviews that came out with the EW images that she's a bit of a hothead. She doesn't follow orders. You know, she's a renegade.
yeah.
Okay, so
Another hothead.
So she's Iron Man.
I think that could play into she has to learn to take orders. Like, she's going off the hinges thinking, you know, she's a Skrull or whatever. Cause
maybe that's why she's cast back down to Earth.
Maybe.
Which I also... So this
he
trailer...
just throws her down. I guess
This
real
trailer...
something. Yeah.
This trailer did open up a couple interesting storylines that I think...
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster also... That's not a storyline, but that was great. I would say product placement, but it's not because they don't do anything. But interesting plotline that she appears to not actually remember that she's a human from Earth.
Yes.
I was telling Tony about this.
And I kind of like that idea.
We went back and forth on a really good idea.
I have a theory, and I know it's not true because Marvel isn't brave enough to do this.
Yeah.
I would be really excited if she was actually a Skrull the whole movie.
We talked about that.
Suggesting
there
that.
is no real Captain Marvel.
I was saying, what if she's actually a Skrull, not a Kree?
Right. Like, the woman that they captured is dead. And, like, and she's a Skrull.
That would be really interesting. The only issue with that is, in my understanding of it, and I could be very wrong about this, and if you guys know this, let me know. The Skrull, when they change into somebody, don't have their powers. So this Skrull then would have to have abilities like, I know they're not lasers, but I'm going to call them lasers. Ability like shooting lasers.
Yeah.
He or she, the Skrull, would have to have that ability and flight and everything on top of the ability to shapeshift.
And maybe it's slightly different in this movie.
Exactly.
Or
right.
what if they
Well,
just
it's
change
also
her?
not true.
What if they just change her background? She's still Captain Marvel, but she's a Skrull, not a Kree, and she doesn't know she's a Skrull. But maybe her whole life she was raised she was a Kree, and through these memories she finds out she's a Skrull.
Maybe,
this whole time.
Or possibly like the woman that we see in the flashbacks. It'll suddenly change. And she looks completely different from Brie Larson.
It's very possible. So that's two. The other storyline that I think we need to talk about real quick before, and we are going to talk a little bit about Iron Fist. Which major character is going to be a Skrull? It's going to happen. Whether it's
Nick
Fury or the character that's being played by Jude Law.
It won't be a single. It will not be a single major character. It's going to be because there is what is his name?
Bill Nye the Science
Ben
Guy.
Mendelsohn is playing.
Mendelsohn is playing both a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and a Skrull, and he's definitely going to be the guy who scratches out Nick Fury's eye.
But you know there's going to be a major player, though, that's a Skrull. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I honestly don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think they're brave enough to do it.
I'm not talking about like the Nick Fury is now a Skrull and he's been a Skrull this whole time. I'm talking about in that movie specifically.
Right. No, I know, but
that's how he de-aged.
Right. No, but I'm saying legitimately, I just don't think.
You don't think that's going to happen?
Well, I'm still of the opinion that we'll end the next Avengers movie and there'll be no one dead. There'll be negative people dead because all the people that did die will come back.
Will come back. So. Because I do think that they are setting up with this movie that their next big villain is going to be the Secret Invasion. It's going to be the Skrulls.
Well, it's going to be the Kree Skrull War.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be just
the
Skrulls.
No, I think that's the part of the plot of Captain Marvel.
Right, I think that's
She's
the
involved
plot
in
of
the
Captain
Kree
Marvel.
Skrull War.
I think the next big Avengers movie is the Skrulls. And I do think somebody, and maybe this will be a topic for a different podcast because we spent a lot of time on this. I do think that it's going to turn out that somebody that we've watched over the past 10 years is a Skrull. And we can talk about that at a later podcast because that's a big topic. So be thinking about that because that will be something we do maybe next week.
It'll be the agent that was playing Galaga in the first Avengers.
That would be great.
Yeah. That man was playing Galaga.
I said it's Coulson, and that's how he's actually brought back to life.
Yeah.
It's not some weird crap with aliens.
It is an alien, but it's another weird crap.
I want him back in the movies.
I don't.
Although they did use him for the. Or his blood is actually Kree blood.
Right, no, I'm saying that they go back on that, and it's just maybe,
He was
I
a
don't know.
Skrull the whole time.
It'll be interesting. I think that the trailer, I really think it underwhelmed because we were expecting so much. And it never was going to deliver what we wanted it to deliver. Sure. Now, this movie still can. This movie still can really deliver what we want it to deliver.
And even in a second trailer, I think they're going to show a little more action, a little more.
I think once they have more CGI polished from their
exactly, and they can show a little bit more. And Marvel does a good job. They usually do not give away a ton of the plot in their trailers. Yeah. Sony does. Marvel usually does not.
Here was the thing for me when they came out and said last week, "Oh, we're going to break the internet." People went absolutely crazy.
And that was the problem because they did not deliver.
Yeah.
They couldn't. They couldn't.
Keep it nice.
The only way they could actually have delivered on that was if they gave us an Avengers trailer.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the only way they could have done.
But
that.
my point is that they gave you these pictures,
Yep.
and they were like, "Here you go," because the fans wanted it. We're gonna rush these pictures to you that we took from Entertainment Weekly.
I don't think
They
they
were
rushed
They were
anything.
like,
they were
"Oh,
not
you're
rushed.
so disappointed."
Everything was.
Oh, here we're gonna rush you a trailer.
No, everything was perfectly planned. With
I think they planned it. I just think
Everything.
it didn't.
I don't think
they
well,
hit.
though.
As,
I think it-
well, right. I don't think it was planned well,
I think
it was planned.
I think it was planned months before this.
Can I talk
Everything
about
was.
Can I talk about my favorite shot in the entire movie? Sure.
You mean trailer?
Trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it probably will be the
When
entire
she's
movie.
falling through Blockbuster?
Nope.
When she punches an old lady?
No.
Oh wait, was this what we were talking about before?
No. It's there's about 3 frames of younger Coulson taking off his sunglasses. Favorite scene in the whole thing.
I thought you were gonna mention the helmet.
No. I'm like.
Although I did like
I'm
that.
like, look at that
And
hair.
I do like. I also really like her suit. Not the green and black one. The
Yeah,
red,
that one
the
looked
red,
ridiculous.
blue, and
Yeah,
yellow.
you see at the end.
Her actual suit. I really like the look of that suit. So I'm looking forward to this movie still. This trailer did not quench my desire to see this movie. It didn't enhance it, but it didn't quench it either.
Tom, I actually agree. I thought it was a good marketing move.
Me too, Tom. I don't know what you said.
I
but
think it
agree
was good
100%.
and bad.
Well, he said that the good marketing move. Everyone was waiting for the trailer,
Right.
And that's true. I mean, they gave
waiting.
They gave you these pictures, and they were like, everybody was like, "Ooh, they're coming out with the trailer,"
And
it was like, "Nope."
We've been saying for months that we're going to get a trailer. We've got to get a trailer. We've got to get a trailer.
Can I just get a? I just want to give a shout out really quick.
Sure.
I just got a message. Someone said, "Oh, just so you know, we do listen to your podcast." Zach, Moby Dick, really? And I'm like, you're 1 week behind. But I do appreciate it. 2 weeks behind. But I do appreciate that.
Who was it?
It was John Schaefer. I do appreciate it.
Ooh, actually, we love it. Okay, so I think that we've beaten that dead horse pretty well.
Yeah.
Let's talk real quick.
Speaking of dead horses,
Well, see, I disagree with you.
My career.
Let's talk about Iron Fist.
I was going to go into my segue. Speaking of dead horses,
Iron Fist season 2.
wait, hold up.
Yeah, it's fine.
Speaking of dead horses, we're going to go into
Iron Fist season 2, and I completely disagree with you that it was a dead horse. It was not. I'm not saying
You
it was
are the
spectacular.
only person out of all
I
four
did
of us
no.
that
Actually,
enjoyed it.
we gave it pretty much the same rating, Zach and I.
Yeah.
I did not. I'm not saying I loved it.
Okay.
I'm not saying it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
I rank it 4th behind both Daredevil seasons and then Punisher. It was good. It was just good. It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't terrible. It piqued my interest throughout most of it. Episodes 1 and 2, in my opinion, took a little bit to get going, but most seasons of a show take a little bit to get going because they've got to, especially if it's the second season, they've got to reset up where all their characters are, what's happened, and stuff like that. And so, yes, episodes 1 and 2 weren't spectacular. Yeah. The middle I thought was really great. The ending I thought was good. I didn't see that ending coming where they give it to... And spoilers, by the way. If you haven't watched it yet,
by the way.
Spoilers. I did not see them giving it to... now my brain just went blank.
But
Colleen.
they didn't. They were like, "Oh, look, Colleen, it's yours." No, he has two.
See, but
Over.
here's the thing, though. That really intrigues me because I question, okay, can the Fist then be held by multiple people? And if that's the case...
By anyone.
Can Davos... Well, no, I'm not talking about just by anybody.
Davos
Can
can still
Davos
wield it.
still have the Fist?
Of course he can.
And then at that point, do you have another... You know, and so Drucker was saying to me that the ending is confusing. And I texted him and I said, it's not really confusing as much as it makes me question what happened.
No, it's puzzling because I felt like they undid some of the stuff they set up. Like, it felt like the whole decision to give Colleen the Iron Fist had no weight to it because then he has it anyway.
All right. So let's
then my
set
next
this up.
question is, could he have summoned it that whole rest of the season?
Without knowing him.
Let's set this up in a good way here. All right. For those of you who have watched the Netflix series, Iron Fist Season 2 came out last week.
Yeah.
Now,
About a week and a half ago.
about a week and a half ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, about a week and a half ago. And if you guys have watched it, definitely give it a shot. If you had to give it a 1 out of 10 rating, what would you go?
5.5, 6.
How about you?
5.
I'm at a 6 and could probably talk to a 7.
I'm
Can you
at a
talk
5.
down to a 4?
I'm at a 5 too.
I could be talked down maybe to a 5, but I couldn't be talked down to a 4.
Everything you
Yeah.
love about the show is wrong. It sucks.
I'm a 1!
Nice.
No.
Now, see, to start it out, for me, I don't like the beginning, and I agree with that. The beginning was really,
it was
really
slow.
rough.
The first couple episodes were slow.
Really, really rough for me.
But in a 10-episode season, I don't think you can afford to have 3 slow episodes at the beginning.
I don't think you had 3. I think you only had 1 or 2.
I think
Let's
your
even
first...
say 2. Let's even say 2. But the whole premise of the show was, and I say this with the nicest way to say this. The fighting stunk for me.
I completely disagree.
In the very beginning, and I thought that Colleen Wing was a much better fighter than Danny Rand in the first 3.
Well, that's very possible.
3.
That she herself, the actress that plays her, is a better martial artist than the guy that plays her. But I completely disagree that this fighting was bad. This fighting was head and shoulders infinitely better
than
than season 1.
Yes.
And I think it helped that at times she was wearing a mask because then you could put in a stunt double.
But we can fight better than season 1.
Well, okay, then season 1. I thought you were going to say this season. And I was like, Tony, have you looked at us?
My favorite stunt scene in all the Netflix shows is actually from Iron Fist season 1.
Really? Which one?
Are you gonna say the Gauntlet?
No, the very opening when there's the security guards that are trying to get him, and he just does these little quick movements, and all of a sudden they're just wiped out. I was so excited for the show when I saw that,
and then it goes back.
Because I thought
he's an elite fighter who could beat up anyone,
and he gave no, and it was fluid. Yeah. He gave no effort to take those guys out. It was just like, and
season 1 had its issues,
right?
But season 2, that's what we're
season 2. I thought it had it took too long to develop a plot. I was not interested in the character at the very beginning.
Exactly.
And I realized episode
but how
1.
How much of that suffered because season 1 was bad, and to be frank, he was bad in Defenders. So the 2 times we've really seen him, and I'm not counting him in Iron Fist.
I went into Iron Fist. I went into Iron Fist season 2 cautiously optimistic, is what I voted on the poll, and I really did. I went and I heard a few bad things. I heard some good things, and I'm like, I think it's going to be okay. I know episode 1 is probably going to be slow because it has to set up characters. Right. That's just the way you got to do it. But I'm like in the middle of episode 4, and they're finally moving some characters around and moving a plot forward. I thought episodes 5 through 8 were really good episodes. I got the twist they were going for, but again, the ending for me, it undid all the weight behind the decision to give Colleen the Iron Fist.
Well, I agree with that,
which is why I questioned
unless they should do something really cool in season 3. And I know we've talked about at times that you think that they're done with this. I don't. The way they ended that, the way they ended Luke Cage season 2, I don't think they're done. I really don't.
They might be done with Netflix.
Right, I agree with that. I think they're done with Netflix, but I do not think they're done. Yeah. I think Daredevil season 3 will be the last Netflix exclusive before they go to possibly their own streaming service or possibly to Hulu, because they already have a deal with Hulu with Runaways and the Gifted and stuff like that.
And even they're like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or whatever. Go there. I do want to talk about my highlight of the show.
I think it's my highlight as well.
It probably is. Mary Walker.
Yeah.
Great.
She was the...
She was rumors of one here, man.
You're losing this battle. Sorry.
No. Yes.
She was an amazing character. When you got to watch it, I was interested just because of her. Mm-hmm. Whenever she was on screen, it kept my interest. She's in episode 1, and I'm going to give a little spoiler out here. Sure. We already did a spoiler alert, but this is an extra spoiler for Mary. Episode 1, she has all these notes written around the house, and you think, oh no, what's wrong? Is someone watching her? Like, what's going on? As the season progresses, you find out she has dissociative identity disorder. So essentially, she creates these personas, essentially for protection.
Mary and Walker.
And the season's going on, and you find out that the other personas leave notes for each other. So that's why there's notes lying around the house. So look, Mary, they don't keep each other's memories, or they don't remember anything that happened.
Which is normal for that that condition.
And it was interesting because Mary would leave notes for her alter Walker. Walker was this assassin and mercenary.
I think that's opposite. I think Walker was leaving notes for Mary. Like, don't talk to Danny Rand. That was not...
Well, later as the season goes on, Mary starts doing it for Walker.
Right.
Yeah. But what's interesting is there's one episode, I think it's episode 6 or 7, when she leaves a video for Walker because she finds out something that Walker's planning on.
It's at the end. It's in the latter third of the season.
She's talking about something that Walker's planning. They want to move out to some place where they
want to move to Montana,
Arizona, and
Arizona.
They don't want to be bothered so that the other alters never triggered, and they can just live in peace. Well, she thanks her in a video message